Hello, everyone. Welcome to another night. It is going to be a wonderful, wonderful match of League tonight. It's going to be really, really fun. Believe it is against SNHU against Thomas College.
Yes, that sounds about right. And we're here with week two of the league. Here are the current standings so far, and we have SNHU in seed three already, having won our first game away from the stream.
Yeah, I mean everyone's pretty even across the board there. I mean, really we're gonna start seeing that separation in a couple of these matchups here. But speaking of the matchups, let's see who all we got playing and kind of get a little in-depth look at this going forward. Um, some of you may notice we do have a few new people, a couple new people in the roster, shifted some people around a little bit. Um, the highest ranked player on SNHU did get moved to the ADC role.
Indeed, talking a little bit to their coaches to help create a little bit more team balance for team fighting, create a little bit of a stronger bot lane, and kind of win fights more that way, leaning towards that strength in the bot lane there. And with these matchups, we can see here that our top lane is now looking to get some comfort picks with Sion, Tom Kench, Jax, whereas their top lane looks to be trying to run Mundo, Gragas, and the surprise Seraphine up there.
I mean, maybe a little bit more CC control, a little bit there,
Maybe.
maybe. Trying to go for that route. Kind of looking at the jungle. I mean, we do see Yarvin is going to be across the board here. Um, that's on Sinjao.
That on the Thomas College side, we do have, yeah, that's, okay, that is in Zhao,
That
in the
is
middle.
Sinjao. It
Yeah,
looks really weird from the art there,
that's the
and
updated art from the
that's what
the
it
lore
is.
update.
Yep, that's what it is. And then they've got the Oriana sitting there. Always very fun time. You get jumped by those from Bush. And then we have the Wukong and obviously the Viego. I don't think we've really seen a game where Viego hasn't really come up at least once.
Right.
Usually either we grab him or he gets banned because let's be honest, you don't want one of your carries getting copied.
Right. Ruin King for a reason. He'll ruin your run. And here we go with the draft starting to start up, and it looks like we are waiting to see who will be going first for their first bans.
Kind of curious to see how it's gonna go. I mean, um, did there, there wasn't a Fury kind of in there for the mid for a mid player, I believe.
I think so. That looks about right.
So, and that could be interesting. I don't think. And then obviously there was the Cannon also pick in there too, which kind of surprised me. I can't remember the last time I've actually seen Cannon play.
I feel like I saw him fairly recently when I was watching some VODs back, which was also a surprise to me because I hadn't seen him in a while before that.
Right?
I wonder if we do see some more target bans towards Chipper though, being the highest ranked player, even though he's now moved to ADC.
Yeah, I mean we saw a lot of that last season, even when our last semester, really when he kind of shifted down for like a couple of those games,
Yep.
just kind of like try to get something rolling for the team. But I mean, across the board, most of the teams have been trying to counter ban any of his tops.
Yeah, the top comfort picks. I mean, that's always a good idea to keep them out of their comfort zone.
It is, but like when you're looking at like someone with like the Grandmaster kind of like echelon, I mean, their pool is going to be so versatile, even if it's not like a position they're used to playing, they still have a whole wide variety of champs that they can select for that.
Right. Still looking like we're waiting on the drafts here. If we, I don't remember any of the other matchups. Oh, I did see a Yumi on the other team for the Thomas College on that matchup thread,
There
which
was a
is
Yumi and
interesting.
at the iron level for
Hmm.
the elo.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was very much surprised by that one too when I saw it. I was like, oh, okay. Not a that's not usually one we see all that often.
I think it'd be interesting to see. Not necessarily the most fun to watch, because not necessarily Yumi doing too much on her own, but
I mean, Yumi does Yumi things, I guess is the easiest way to do it.
yeah.
Um, so kind of looking back at some of these, I mean, um, Ophius, obviously, pretty standard picks for her going cross board. You see the Poppy, the
It is Nautilus.
see, it is Nautilus,
I was
and
blanking
we
on
do
his name.
have the Seraphine on the bottom there as well. So we'll see which side actually does get the Seraphine because but we will be coming back after a short break. There is a little bit of a delay here from the draft picks here, so we will be right back.
We are back, and we are getting started with the drafts this time around. And we do see that on the side of SNHU, we have banned Ari, and on the side of Thomas College, we see a I'm blanking on his name,
Malphite.
Malphite ban, and the new character whose name I'm also blanking on because I haven't seen him yet actually.
Yeah, bring back much mine, but we do have an Akali getting banned there from SNHU. So that's going to be one, and those Vex. So looks like SNHU is going for the mid lane, try to
They
take down some of the options there.
wipe out the mid lane comfort picks completely, and we see a Volibear ban on the side of Thomas College.
Which, I mean, is interesting considering, well, they considering that our person who usually plays Volibear is now doing ADC.
That's true.
So there is an Afiri coming right out, so probably our mid.
I say it looks like we're going for a strong mid play early on. It's a lot of I think there's a lot of trust in that bot lane now that we've switched them around.
Caitlyn.
Really standard pick. We're going to be seeing a lot more safe gameplay from her, and then there's the Lulu pick to support her.
So that's gonna be a little fun time to get around. Going in depending on who you're gonna be smash your face against. And there's Italia coming out for SNHU. So I mean that kind of can work. And there's Xinjiao, so we know who the jungler is.
Yep. We also have that classic chipper pick of Talia.
Yeah, I mean it'll work. I mean if you can, in theory, I mean if you can keep the Lulu away from the Caitlyn, I mean you can kind of dive in with Italia,
Oh,
get a couple
absolutely.
knockups.
the Thomas College thinking about what to get next, especially now that their mid lane's been all their comfort picks that we've seen picked out. Now we see a Syndra coming out
Syndra.
from them.
That'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Entrance Fury. I actually don't know if Syndra can push Fury off of the lock on dash.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, because like with Neferi, it's gonna be annoying because of the summons.
That's true. Speaking of annoying, we will not be seeing Scion this game around, or Gragas either.
So no barrel throwing. Is this what you're telling me?
No big burly men.
Oh,
No big monsters either. There goes
no
the
big
Cho'Gath.
monster. I mean, and there goes the Viego. So we ain't seeing anyone steal any abilities this time around. Almost said sorry stealing skins, but that's definitely not how that works.
And came from the SNHU side as well. Oh, well, we already have their jungler actually, so
Yep.
just keep Viego off the board so they can't take it also.
Hmm.
Smart play. And now Thomas College might be having to do little bit more thinking again.
There's Wukong.
Another pretty solid pick.
Oh,
And there's
there's
the classic
Nautilus.
Nautilus. Oh, that's gonna be diabolical bot lane. Pull them in, knock them up. They're gone.
Yeah. I mean, right now, I mean, kind of looking around, looks like, and there's Tom Kench.
Mm.
So we don't have a Cho'Gath. We do have a Cho'Gath substitute.
What's Thomas College gonna round out their team with? We're looking for their top lane, I think. We might see. Is this where we see the Seraphine come out? No, there's a window.
And there's a Mundo.
All right.
I mean, yeah, you kind of need Mundo. I mean, Syndra's sort of tanky, but
A little bit.
but yeah, they kind of need that tank kind of position around out. I mean, we have Tom Kench really will. Tom Kench and Nautilus both are fairly tanky by themselves. I mean, Tom Kench takes a little bit longer just because you need to get a couple items, get some levels under you.
Right. And Xin Zhao is always there for the duel, trying to keep them kind of one on one usually, or not necessarily one on one, but like pick them out of the team.
Right. I mean, kind of what I'm saying. It looks like I can't really tell if they're gonna go for a poke or more of a brawl kind of strat. Because I mean, you have Nautilus that which can initiate the team fight, throw the anchor, go in there, get a knockup. So
Take another look at these lineups. It seems like SNHU got all of their comfort picks except for Bear, but they picked Xin Zhao first, so I think that's. I mean, had to be comfortable enough to go pick it first.
right. I mean, it could also just be trying to take another one of their picks off instead of going for that third ban.
Right.
You just go for try to take it off the board just by playing it. Because I mean, we won't see these champions again.
Right. Forgot about that actually. I've been seeing so many other games that I forgot we're not going to see these characters again.
So that'll take Nautilus out. That'll take Talia out. Neferi will be gone. Um, Xin
Tom.
will be gone, and then Tom Kench is going to be missing as well for SNHU when it comes into this game number 2. So, I mean, we might see Ezreal and Poppy come out. Seems to be a pretty standard thing.
Right. That's what I'm
Um,
thinking. Unless Thomas College gets to jump on them, bans them first. But
right, and we might see Yarvin might come out, or Jarvan might come out.
definitely see that happening. Both team has a comfort in Jarvan,
Yep.
and either way, whoever loses, they're gonna want to try to swing that momentum. So both teams are gonna probably want
Hmm.
them.
It's still just a very interesting like selection from the support.
Right.
Even though we didn't see any of these three come out this time out, it's still a very interesting selection for that role. Maybe they kind of swap between roles, maybe.
Maybe that could be it. Kind of throw off the planning a little bit.
Right, because sometimes you can have players that I don't think the players are locked into playing the singular role because I mean obviously we've swapped Chipper around.
Right.
So I mean I think as long as there's still the same people on your roster playing at the same time, you're still good. Yeah, they might be like a swing. Maybe yeah, probably Mars and Kitty they probably swap in intermittently between ADC and support, if I had to guess, based on the picks.
Yeah, say based on the matchups.
Yeah,
I'd imagine that they're more so uh, inclined to like certain styles of ADC each. Because
that
when
could
I
be.
think of Zaya and Twitch, that could be we see Kitty slap you on that Caitlyn there, maybe trying to go for a little bit more poke, and then Mars going to support with that.
Maybe. But my thing is like because obviously we have the Zaya, we have the Twitch. While they're both poke, really. I mean, Twitch is the one you kind of want to go behind and like jump them. It's kind of like it's really like the Teemo kind of
Yeah,
esque, kind of like you're waiting for them to come to you or you're trying to cut them off.
the Yordle quote unquote rat and the actual rat have the same kind of game plan. Yeah,
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 it is definitely kind of yeah. Now I think about that, yeah,
yeah. I think you're onto something there with that because with Zaya, I feel like Zaya is usually more poke. I feel like she can kind of do kind of whatever as long as she's landing the feathers.
right, yeah. I mean that's kind of what I mean is like with Twitch, you're kind of looking to pick off people like one on one or just wait for like your team to really come in and then you just pop everything.
Right.
Whereas Zaya little bit I think a little bit more in lane control than Twitch.
Yeah.
Um, feathers can go in. You can obviously you're gonna get that buff every time they go in.
Looking at the top lane matchup, I feel like we seen Tom Kenshin go specifically before in a matchup?
Um,
I feel like we might have.
I know we've seen Scion Mundo before. I don't think we've seen Ton Kenshin Mundo before.
That'll be an interesting one. I don't remember if Tom Kenshin, I believe it's Q, the tongue lash.
I want to say so. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if that pops the window passive off or not, but I don't think so because it's not a hard CC until Tom Kench's passive own passive stocks all the way up.
Right, but I mean, yeah. I mean, as long as Tom Kench can build like uh Necronomicon, the ability that stops people from healing.
Anti-heal.
Anti heal, yeah. I thought there was like a special I swore there was like a special name for it. But yeah, it is anti heal.
I feel like you're right, actually.
I mean we got the point across for what it
Yeah.
does. Basically stop them from healing.
Yeah.
Then you should be fine. But I mean Mundo I think up until like level 6 will probably have advantage over Tom Kench.
Most likely, yeah.
Just in terms of like durability. And probably will be able to throw his cleaver multiple times over the tongue lash.
Yep. I don't know. That tongue lash has a fairly low cooldown though.
Right, but if Mundo is controlling the lane, if Mundo is pushing that lane out, allowing the waves to crash, I don't think Tom Kench is gonna be able to keep up with that farm.
That is true. You kind of wonder how we're gonna see the bot lane play out with the, or not necessarily the bot lane play out, but the playmaking around bot lane. Because as the coach said earlier, they're kind of hoping for a stronger bot lane this time around with this team composition.
Right. Well, I mean, we're kind of seeing. I mean, we've seen these two players play in the same lane before.
Oh, of course.
And this seems to kind of be one of the more classic lineups. Basically, have your support, get the CC, do a little bit, have a little bit of knock-up ability, and then Chipper just comes in and like finishes them off. If they try to start running.
Yeah,
So I think bot lane will probably play a little bit more feigning back a little bit.
I see it. But speaking of seeing, we should be seeing this game get a bit started here.
Relatively soon, as we
Oh, there we
thought
go.
we were going to have a little bit of a technical difficulty.
This time around, this time we actually get to see the game.
That's an interesting Kench skin.
I say I don't think I've seen that one.
I don't think I've seen that one before either.
Yeah. It might be the promo on it specifically.
Maybe, because I was like, is that Elderwood? It's like, no, that doesn't look Elderwoodish.
We do see that on the side of Thomas College, though. Mars is on the ADC and Kitty Slappy is on support.
Yep, so they are. Well, it's still line up for what they've had.
Yep.
So, still very interesting to see kind of here's how this will go. We do have Nefiri already just kind of chilling out in the mid lane. It looked like Syndra, though, trying to get a little bit ahead, get a little bit of intel, but didn't look like they got a whole lot.
Yeah, fairly standard setup here. No one's really trying anything too crazy. As the game gets started, we're going to see the players try to get some lane control, get some early gold leads. Some proper CS here. A little bit of poking, looks like, already from mid lane.
Well, I think you're going to have to, and then we already see a little bit of trade-off there as Chipper there did throw some shards at Caitlyn. Pumpkins there is going to miss the tongue, and Muno's already starting to heal in that top lane.
And we do see SNHU side playing a little bit safer here, which I think works out for them. They can do a little bit better from up close, especially for having Nautilus there.
Right. Oh, I think it's just going to be a little bit more. It take them a little bit longer to get going, as we can already see the waves kind of getting pushed towards the bottom tower. And SNHU's not really able to put any pressure on right now, as you see now that second wave's coming in. And top lane a little bit more even when it comes to the waves kind of meeting. Hitting about the same amount, but right now looks like SNHU is going to take the lead there on the top lane, as mid lane Nefiri here is going to start poking at the Syndra.
And it looks like health bars a little bit. Our top lane's getting a little bit bullied on the SNHU side, but not doing too poorly. The CS is still even, so if you take a little bit of bullying and don't die for it.
Right, but I mean, the Mundo's also getting free healing procs every so often, which is going to be in there. Is the tackle from the Fury did go launch, and the Syndra though is struggling against IQ there.
There we go. There's the stun into the pole. Get that heal in to try to save Mars. There's the anti-heal from the Ignite though. Getting pretty low and might be getting away there.
Yeah, Chipper just not close enough to finish that off as we go in, and Ophius here is going to sit back, and there is a go. Is going to quit.
Oh, but here comes the Wukong to shut it
Yeah,
down early.
that's going to be very dangerous as Chipper still just trying to hit. Meanwhile, Xin Zhao, though, comes in for first blood. Big Bear, now everyone is turning on Celeste as the Lulu puts up the shield and keeps their Wukong alive. Caitlyn is going to fall.
That's 2 flashes burned from the Thomas College side, from both their Wukong and their Caitlyn. And Caitlyn still went down for it, too. It was just a lose-lose situation in that scenario.
Yeah, not a whole lot you can do, especially when you have multiple ganks coming in. They Thomas College thought they had the advantage, and then Xin Zhao came out and popped Caitlyn pretty quick in that. And speaking of Caitlyn, already, and there is Ophius once again just pulling in Mars and absolutely just hammering them down, as Caitlyn now is going to back off, and there's a Xin Zhao coming in again, and Caitlyn is taken out by Big Bear.
That is a cut that out play. Just let us back in peace, and you can go.
I mean, if you're gonna push that far deep and you're not paying attention to your own jungle and who's might be potentially coming in, I mean, that seems to be fairly set for SNHU if they're just gonna keep pulling Mars away from the lane.
Yeah, looks like this team comp is, or the team positioning is working out for them. And this is what I was talking about, that looking for how they're gonna be playing around the bot lane, because we've seen their SNHU jungler come down twice now already. Where I feel like usually before we didn't necessarily see that too much in the early game.
No, we haven't really seen that too much. They're kind of pushing back, letting the waves come to their tower, try to put a little bit of false security there. Tom Kench, though, is slowly starting to pick up and do some damage on the Mundo, but Caitlyn is just going to keep poking down at the Nautilus and the Talia composition here. If there is a Tom Kench there is going to come in, and he's diving on the Mundo, trying to keep Mundo away. It is going to suck Mundo in and throws him out, and that's going to be Mundo going down, and that's going to be some nice free farm for the top lane.
That was excellent use of management of your levels, knowing when you're going to level up and playing around that. Because pretty much as soon as Tom Kitchen hit 6, immediately went with the W, get rid of that spell shield, and it's like, all right, it's time for my ultimate.
Yep, just eat up the Mundo as he tries to run away and then throw him back into a corner where he can't really escape.
Thomas College sending it all down to bot lane, it looks like. We see Syndra and Wukong making their way down.
It looks like they're getting ready for Drake. Drake is up and in his mountain.
But they turned it back around, and we might see IQ run down and go right in, gets pushed off. Misses the first dagger. Second dagger does hit, but not going to do too much with it. Just push Syndra off.
Not a whole lot they can do there, as everyone now is trying to move down to Drake, and do see Fury going back to that mid lane, and no one's really seeming to be able to contest, as Xin Zhao is just soloing the Drake right now. Caitlyn did see and is going to get that hook on the Lulu, and the Caitlyn can't really do too much as there is the Ignite coming out, and Chipper there is going to take out Lulu, and everyone is going to back off here. Fury, though, is just bullying the Syndra in mid lane.
It's a very early swing for SNHU. Very dominant plays. Unable to really get away from anything, as we see Nefiri going in, making sure that Syndra can't get away. Is that just enough? And there it is. The Ignite takes it out, and the bleed passive from the Q as well. And a little bit of brawling up top, but not too much is going to come out of that.
I mean, kind of looking across the board here, I mean, we're seeing like almost a 4K, and Nautilus there is going to go in under the tower, and it's not going to be enough to finish it. Caitlyn Mars there is going to get the gold and the experience from that, unfortunate for SNHU, but Xin Zhao is still just chasing Wukong. Wukong almost thinks he's going to escape, but Nefiri IQ is already waiting, and they jump, and there goes Wukong, and the Mundo tried to help, might actually save himself a run into the tower, not quite, did get eaten by the Tom Kench, and that is another elimination for Xin Zhao.
That is such a good early lead, getting all these picks off fairly consistently. I feel like we haven't seen anyone really get away outside of that first engagement, and even then, they didn't get away in the end because they came back when they saw their jungler.
No, and it's kind of interesting. It looked like Thomas College was kind of running a lot of the lanes for outside of mid lane.
Right.
But now it's just SNHU is already starting that role. The only death on SNHU was from Ophius, who was just fighting under the tower, lashed in on the Caitlyn, was not able to finish it.
Look at that CS lead in bot lane as well. It's 74 to 37.
Well, I mean, Mars has been picked off like 2 or 3 times by the Xin Zhao.
Oh, of course.
So, I mean, you're wasting all the time. Speaking of Nautilus coming back in, is going to get that lash there, and goes again, Chipper. Going to chunk away the Lulu.
That's devastating to get hit by that hook. I feel like you already know it's over. Then speaking of getting hit by the hook.
And there goes Mars, but is going to barely get away there. And that is going to force Mars to back off in that bottom tower. Oh my Chipper
goodness.
Just goes straight past into no man's land and is going to pick off Mars there. And that is going to be a huge loss. And there's another hook as they are just clearing everyone on the bottom here. Clone is getting ready to come back. Not quite. That they are just wrecking everyone. Bottom lane here is just getting a lot of the picks and is able to bully all of the pretty much every champion on that team right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what they've been playing for. This is the strong bot lane we're seeing. Get them even stronger, and then they can take care of themselves. They're getting even stronger on their own. That's already a upgraded, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the name, but the upgraded item next to the Black Torch, Blackfire Torch.
Blackfire Torch, yep.
But that's, wow. This is like a complete turn from what we usually see.
I mean, usually it's a bit more even, but right now SNHU is doing that lead. The problem, though, is since they're already getting this lead, they do need to start finishing this game fast. The more chances they die, the more golden experience they're going to feed over. Matt, though, is just slowly pushing the wave in, is going to back off that wave as no one's going in. And there's a slow
My
in, there's the
gosh.
pull in on the Lulu from the Ophius there, but is not going to be able to do it. And there's the root from the Caitlyn and the Lulu. And Chipper there is going to do a little bit of body blocking and prevent Nautilus there from getting picked off.
Yeah, just getting bullied out of lane so consistently. And even then, getting some small pokes as the engagement's finishing. Making sure that there's no chance that they can stay in lane or risk losing it all again.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, SNHU can probably start rotating these people around a little bit here and there. Not a whole lot that they can really. There's not a whole lot Thomas College can really do unless they're going to start 5-manning and trying to get 1 or 2 people here and there. But I mean, we're almost about to see Baron. Well, Rift Herald
Rift Herald.
comes up
5
in about
minutes.
4 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's going to be kind of playing objectives, and SNHU has, I think, taken all the objectives so far. I don't think
Yes.
Thomas College has taken any one of the objectives yet. Wukong there is going to play a dangerous game, though. Tom Kench is going to be very careful.
We do see Thomas College bot lane is in the middle-ish of their lane, and Ophius is above them. We might see collapse in. No, they're heading back right as Drake's about to spawn in 10 seconds. Might be looking to try to do something about it, but I don't know if they really can. Especially because they can't. They haven't been able to do too much to Ophius and Chipper here. So considering that Ophius and Chipper are kind of playing bodyguard while they're in lane, we do see a quest complete from Matt the boss, and gets that hopefully in lane.
Yep, and looks like mid lane though, where it looks like they're gonna try to pinch Nefiri there. Syndra and Wukong both going in. There we go. They're jumping on, and IQ though is going to quickly turn this on. Tries to go after the Wukong, but he's going to back off here. And there is a couple of Syndra's orbs just chilling out there. Not something you want to push into if you don't necessarily have to.
Right. Yeah, once those dogs came out, it was kind of a toss-up. You're probably going to lose someone for that engagement. And
I mean, we're seeing kind of,
it looks like, too.
Yeah, the bottom tower looks like it's about ready to fall. SBDC Ophius is kind of still a little bit further back, and there is the lash on the Tom Kench here. And just, I mean, at this point, I don't think Mundo can do a whole lot. You're just really trying to play damage control against the Tom Kench, who's already gotten a couple kills on you.
Okay. I think we're about to see the bottom tower fall as this last wave comes in. Oh, the wave can get it. Just make sure they get that gold.
I mean, at this point, I mean, that gap is it's about an 8K gap in gold right now. I mean, and Tom Kench doesn't have a full, completely completed item yet, but is definitely working towards it. You can already see the 2 giant health spells already starting to build that tank setup. And there is the Wukong jumping once again on the Fury. And IQ is just going to start running towards the bushes. Xin Zhao already in Thomas College's jungle.
Right, making sure that Hong can't really get anything out of this jungle without risking anything. Speaking of, they might be about to see each other, but don't want to risk engagement. Fair enough. And we do see that bot in mid lane are switching up for the SNHU side. Chipper and Ophius over here to take over.
I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of tower pushing so far. Everyone's been really trying to get their waves put up, and there is the red buff that was going to fall to Wukong in the jungle. Xin Zhao, though, already completing that blue buff, and it's going to back off here. While Chipper and Ophius are still just going, still tag teaming in this mid lane, and Nefiri, though, did swap down to that bot.
We'll have another objective in around 40 seconds, so I feel like if we're no, sorry, that's the blue buff. But even still, we have another objective in a minute with Rift Herald, and if we're Thomas College here, I feel like we're try to maybe look for that.
Potentially. I mean, you're going to need lane control, and right now, Thomas College isn't really able to hold their own lanes. I mean, they've lost the bottom tower.
No.
And there is a tag team there as IQ is just takes down Mars. But Wukong and everyone else is coming down there. He's still going to get a double. There goes the Lulu. Xin Zhao going to come in and try to finish this up as IQ is going to back off. And you see here, top lane kind of in a duel right now, playing a very dangerous game here. Matt could very well get picked off just as easily as that Mundo as he's playing close to that tower.
Right, a little bit safer spacing. Let the wave push up a little bit. Get away from that tower, and we see Chipper just keeping this Syndra under tower, not really able to around. We do see Riptile has spawned. No one's really around it yet, but that's because they have been on all these engagements. We might see Big Bear come around and pinch this Syndra maybe.
Potentially.
Not really. Looking to just go around.
No,
What a
looking around, I mean, really, SNHU could pull the not could pull Ophius and Chipper to go do the Herald. They really, really wanted to, and there's Matt already just still just bullying the Mundo. You would think that Tom's College would probably be rotating Wukong up there maybe a little bit more, try to take some pressure off of Mundo, get a little bit more farm.
That's true, and we're about to see the mid tower for first mid tower fall, and not really any punishment for it. We do see the call from SNHU to go for Rip Herald though.
And that is going to start signal for everyone. And there is IQ just diving on Mars, and just going to leave Lulu alive there. No point in diving under that tower. We do see Talia did just
Oh
rush to
my!
the mid lane. And Rifthold is he going to go
No!
down? And he does. Lulu does get the credit there. Meanwhile, Rifthold, Xin Zhao, and Matt over here all just smacking on the Herald. And there's going to be no contest, and Herald goes down. And the real question is, where do you put that Herald at? Do you just want to eat it down the mid lane?
That's a good question. Because bot lane and mid lane have already gotten their first towers. Top lane has been just kind of brawling it out and kind of just holding it there. It's seeming to work out for SNHU. Neither team is really getting too much in or out of it. But here we go. Speaking of getting in or out of it, we're definitely seeing SNHU get a lot out of this play here, taking out both Syndra and Lulu fairly easily too. Just cut off all of their escape tools.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, Mars by itself is level 9. So Lulu's probably around 8, level 8 or 9 as well. And then you could look to ours. You have Talia, who is 11, so there's already like at least a 2 level gap there. And no one's really going to be able to contest Drake as Chemtech Drake is taken, and they are getting very close to getting Soul.
Yeah, there's been no contest to really any of these Drakes, and I can't really blame them either. They're either already down people or there's too much risk from Ophius Chipper being around. Big Bear's already doing a lot of work anyways. We've seen IQ take down really quick assassinations.
Oh,
A little bit of hubris from them as well, I might add. But
right.
rightfully so, I would say that was like 1 HP Lulu.
Yeah. I mean, you take out Mars, and then Lulu kind of ran under the tower. You try to go for a dive there. And speaking of Lulu getting taken out, we already see IQ just running down the Lulu. Not going to last very long. Tom Kench, though, slightly more hazardous position than we last saw. Are going to start mopping up this wave. Is that second wave? Oh, no, it's still one wave. But there is a little bit of change to the waves. The longer this game goes on, the less minions that appear.
True. We do see that top. Ooh, oh my gosh, there's the Rift Arrow.
There's Riftfield, and there goes that top tower.
Whatever I was about to say doesn't matter anymore.
No,
It's gone.
it does not. And we see the Wukong already getting ready to come up. And there's Harold, the Big Bear, though, now stuck between the Mundo and the Wukong. And that is not going to be enough. Essentially now just launches herself towards the top lane. Tom Kench is going to back off. And we see Nautilus going in the jungle. Maybe going for an airborne, is going to get that knock up and is going to get that root, but is not going to have enough damage to finish off Wukong now. Jumping in on the fight, trying to get support for the team. And we do see Talia, though, rushing over Chipper, trying to fall back a little bit to try to help their support out as they are now going to break off that fight. And IQ is just roaming the map and just getting eliminations or taking down towers.
Yeah, they have a pretty solid game plan. It's they're around the people that they can take down quickly, and they're not around while they're hanging there. Might as well take the tower. Because kills can only do so much.
Yeah, I mean, you can really only do so much. And I mean, Baron's about to come up in 15 seconds.
There is, I didn't even notice that.
So, that's going to be an important thing, though. I don't think SNHU is really going to go for it. I mean, looking at the gold lead is getting gain substantial ground here as well. So that's gonna hinder a lot of items. I mean, there is a Triforce.
You might see a pinch on top lane on the Syndra here. Uh, 4 people hanging around. There's the dive onto Syndra. Syndra gets the flash away. Gets away, but here's Chipper to say no to that, and there it is. That's another kill going to Chipper.
And everyone
6 and
now
0 right now.
6-0. I mean, again, Grandmaster.
Right.
So, I mean, depending on how you go, I mean, obviously, if you 5-man Chipper, he's probably not gonna win that. But just substantial level lead. I mean, level 12. I mean, everyone at SNHU is pretty high, and they're just going after the Baron now. I mean, at this point, I think Baron's just overkill.
I'd say this might push us towards the end of the game. Get a little bit of safe backing real quick.
Yeah, I mean, and there is
Oh,
already
maybe
jumping
not.
down on the Mundo in the bot lane, and he's gonna go in. Oh,
Doesn't even need to back. Just go find them real quick.
oh, the yeah, Chipper there, and Tom Kench is gonna go ahead and eat the Mundo, rush back, try to win him in, and is almost gonna finish it. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, everyone is just throwing their abilities across field. We do see Big Bear and Chipper here dueling against the Caitlyn and the Wukong, and there's the Syndra there as well. And there's the miss from Nautilus. But no, Chipper just ate 75% of Lulu's health in that engagement in the mid lane right after Baron.
Right. I mean, that Baron buff and you're already high damage. That's gonna do a lot to
It
Lulu.
is going to do a substantial amount of damage there. It is disgusting. I didn't think you could actually hit that much.
It might have actually just been mean at that point.
I mean, maybe there was a crit. Maybe he's got lucky with a crit chance and just happened to crit at the same time.
Maybe.
And however, though,
This is
Matt
not
though
luck.
is going to get trampled on it. Everyone on that team goes, and there goes Matt getting picked off as all 5 of Thomas College goes down to that bot lane.
Here we go. Three of them going back to the mid lane. That was a lot of. All right.
I mean, don't underestimate the range of the Talia rocks.
I can't underestimate the damage either. I just was gonna say that was a high damage poke, and then she was gone.
Yeah, and speaking of which, Chemtech Drake is up as well. But SNHU here isn't seemingly going after. There goes knocking the Wukong airborne. And Chipper is just going and diving, and there is another elimination, taking out the Lulu, and there goes the tower. Mundo now going to start running away as everyone is just chasing the Mundo.
Seems like they might be rotating down to Drake. Secure that soul. 2 of them were down. Syndra just made her way back up, but I don't think Syndra wants to go in on this fight now.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to either. I mean, it's 20-4. SNHU is leading by over
13K gold.
13K, yeah, over 10K gold at least. So, I mean, they're gonna have all the money they really need or ever want. I mean, and then again, however, if Chipper ever dies, that's a lot of gold going because it's a 700 gold bounty right now on Chipper.
That's a tempting bounty, though.
It is a tempting bounty, but you also have to eliminate Chipper to get it. And there is the team fight going in here, and there is Big Bear going to take out the Wukong, and there goes another Mundo's coming down, and SNHU now is just diving, and there it goes another turret. IQ there is just diving. SNHU just going as far in as they can. Syndra tries to hold out a little bit, use a little bit of delay there. Does not work in their favor, and there goes one of the racks.
I think that might be game. No one's going to be up in time. First one that's going to be Wukong, but that's going to be a 1v5
Yeah, I
situation.
mean, at that point, I would just sit in the fountain and just let the reset happen.
Yeah, towers are already gone. That's it. That's
yep,
game.
That
game
is going to be game. Yep. As we see IQ there trying to pick off someone else right before the game ends.
Yeah.
I mean, really, really strong beginning for SNHU. Kind of normally what we've seen is usually the first game's kind of like the feel around, you know, trying to figure out how everyone's playing. But SNHU came out and started swinging.
Right, that was exactly how I would describe it. Swinging hard and swinging fast, and with just non-stop pressure once they started getting it going.
Yeah, I mean, because we kind of saw that bot lane kind of looked like Caitlyn and the Lulu were kind of push them away a little bit, but then they started getting those picks on Mars, the Caitlyn,
Yep.
and Caitlyn was never really able to recover after that.
Right. It was two picks almost back to back. Uh, and I think once that happens, so long as SNHU kept up pressure, which they did, I would say almost flawlessly for the situation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there was a lane that was really struggling. I mean, the Muno Tom Kench lane kind of like evened out,
Right.
kind of overall. But I mean, so for that match, who would you say MVP?
Um, I mean, Chipper was certainly doing a lot of
Chipper
damage
was doing
there.
a lot. Chipper was like 10-0.
Actually took my words out of my mouth. I couldn't speak anymore. Uh, I did see some good playmaking from Big Bear though, which was
Yep.
I think our first time seeing Big Bear on this team.
Yes,
So
did get pulled up there. Kind of swapped some people around.
so I'd say it's between those two because Big Bear makes a very strong first impression.
Hmm.
But like I can't say no to that. Me literally like, oh, that was a big damage poke, and she's gone.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I think it would be Ophius, just because
That's true.
having the Nautilus go in there, get all of the anchors that were getting landed and all the knockups, but is to be able to start those team fights, and a lot of the ganks started with the Nautilus initiation there.
Yeah, I need to get more love to sports. I think that's what you're. I think that's what I'm learning from this because you're absolutely right.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Chipper did absolutely destroy everyone
Right.
in their lanes. As we saw, they swapped lanes and still continue to push that mid lane.
Right. But a duo is a duo.
A duo is a duo, and this duo does seem to be working a lot.
Might even say they're dynamic.
But anyway, so we'll be right back with some more League of Legends actions after this break.
welcome back. And we have come back to the middle of the draft, and we can already see uh, some pretty interesting things here. We have SNHU on the red side banning Arya, Kali, and Vex once again, but Thomas College learning from their mistakes last time and making sure to ban that Talia second. But Volibear and Silas bans coming out as well.
Yeah, Silas Band's kind of interesting to go with. And there is the Viego lock in from SNHU. SNHU already locked in the Nefiri. Xin Zhao is going to make a second appearance. They're not playing Fearless this season, so we will have the possibility to see the same champions. And there is the Nautilus ban, as we saw coming. Thomas College has already locked in the Malphite, the Ezreal, and the Yumi.
And we have my personal favorite champ to see, Gwen. Uh, I'll do my best not to be biased. But we do see on the Thomas College side Malphite, Ezreal, and the Yumi coming out, which will be, we were saying earlier, it'll be interesting. Maybe not the most action-packed thing to see, but definitely one that we'll have to see the impact of during the game.
It definitely will. You may be biased towards Glenda. I want to see an Ornn. I want to see an Ornn. Because you think about it, you never have to leave lane.
True. Could see it. There's
Eh,
a Zeri lock-in coming from the SNHU side.
So it looks like high mobility this time around.
Yeah.
By the looks of it. And then obviously we have everyone's favorite cat over there. So
Favorite.
yeah, I use that term jokingly,
Lovingly.
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 We all love our Yumi players.
Of course. They're what keep the community alive. And
I mean, yeah, in a roundabout way, yeah. Now that I think about it,
they keep their lane alive.
they do keep their lane alive.
Oh, another favorite of mine. Okay, I can't be biased now. There's a Vi lock-in from the Thomas College side. I have a few
So,
favorites.
favorites?
Yeah, there's Vi, Gwen, Warwick. We haven't seen a Warwick last season either, did we? I
I
don't
think
think
we've
so.
seen him like
No, I
once
think
or
once. Yeah.
twice.
But we have Thomas College looking for their last lock-in.
So
Looks
it's
like
that
it should
same.
be mid
Well,
lane.
yeah. So it's that SNHU. Still got one walking away, and there's a Gragas.
There he is.
So we are gonna see beer kegs or wine. Is it wine?
I think it's wine.
You know, it's something. And there's a Lulu.
Lulu's
Okay.
area. It's good duo to have there.
Yeah. So it looks like it's gonna be the Lulu Ziri combination there. We obviously know where this is out gonna go. The Gwen, see, like I like Gwen's kit, but I think the field is annoying.
It's oh no, it's super annoying. That's why I play Gwen.
That's because everything outside that field does not matter.
Exactly. It's like my own little like safety bubble.
It's a whole little safety bubble. Okay, I'll remember that when I want to say pirate sets
Oh,
down barrels, explodes. Is it?
yes.
I want to say it's
Gangplank.
buckshot, but it's not.
Yeah, for the Gangplank?
Gangplank.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just throw a couple of those kegs down. Like, that probably goes through it because if you're walking in the field.
Maybe. Yeah, if it's already in the field.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to see that interaction. But not this game. We'll be seeing Gwen versus oh my
Gragas?
gosh. Gragas, yes. We literally just saw it.
Yeah, so I think it'll be a little bit of it. It's been a while since I've seen a Gragas kind of pop up, so
Yeah. That'll be interesting. The Yumi Ezra, I feel like have not seen that specific pairing before. I feel like it's gonna be fairly safe too because of Ezreal's mobility with
right.
the extra teleport.
Yep, and obviously Yuma's gonna be now buffing everything,
Right.
and Ezreal does have that a nice little range clear.
Yep.
So send that wave out, clears a little bit of everyone. I mean, SNHU doesn't really. I mean, because I don't think Lulu doesn't really have any like hard CC.
Not really. There's the polymorph to prevent any
Yeah.
attacks, but nothing to really. I don't think there's anything to really stop them except for the ultimate when you throw your ally.
Mm-hmm. And then Ziri doesn't really. Ziri's just you're running and gunning the entire time.
Right.
There's nothing but movement of just running and gun.
Yeah, very interesting character to see. uh, especially right after Talia, because a lot of Talia's movement was on the ultimate, but then with
Yup.
Zeri, it's going to be the wall slide,
Yeah. It's
which always really fun to see. It's kind of like a mini Talia ultimate
kind of
without the
like its
wall.
own mini game.
That's also true. Yeah, you've seen the spawn tech where you like line it up with the wall,
Oh yeah.
you slide all the way out of spawn.
It used to be the what is it, Zarkan? Uh has the grapple.
Mhm.
Used to be played a lot in the mid lane.
The champion, the
Yeah.
Akshan.
Akshan.
Sorry, I thought you meant a player.
No, 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 no. The Akshan.
Yeah.
Stupid little swing around everywhere. You think you get
Oh yeah.
away, and then next thing you know, he just pops out of a bush. He swings around.
Right. And so it looks like we've been having a Malphite in the mid lane actually this time. I didn't even think about that for Thomas College side.
Yeah, and the one thing that I completely forgot about the Malphite is the stupid burning fists,
Right.
which is always annoying. Is go get smacked once, and guess what? You're now on fire.
Yeah, that'll probably help a bit with Fury. So we might
Maybe, but the thing with the Fury again is
the
the
dogs.
summons.
Yep.
So I mean, if you solo, if you're just yeah, if you just solo focus the Nefiri, maybe
Yeah. Definitely a lot of team potential from the Thomas College side this time around.
it is. And I'm honestly surprised that SNHU was able to get away with getting into Fury and Xin again.
I mean, no, I don't know. You're right.
Because like out of all the people, I wouldn't have banned the Volley Bear.
Yeah.
Like because you already know who's playing jungle. So
Yeah.
unless you're gonna do a swap mid one, there's no point of playing the volley. So like probably should have taken out the Defiri or the Xin.
Yeah. Probably would try to snag it too because it's a comfort pick for their jungler as well.
Well, right, but if you deny it for everyone, you decide to ban it outright.
Yeah.
I mean, then it's not really gonna matter. But the fact that we are gonna see Xin again, um, maybe they'll be ready for a little bit more gank oriented playstyle because I mean Big Bear was coming out of like the woodworks
Right.
everywhere and just getting ganks.
Yeah. I imagine we'll see that again. Try to lead the enemy team or the SNHU trying to lead their enemy team into a false sense of security, and then here comes Big Bear.
Yeah, I mean we don't have the Nautilus, so we're not really gonna be able to see any hooks come in,
That's true.
which is gonna be slightly more harder for SNHU to pull that off because with these of the Nautilus you could pull them in, eat them into the air. Then you had Talia, which could just
Also toss him in the air,
toss
toss
them
him
in the
back.
air, and then Xin just goes in and just pokes them.
A hard poke.
It is a hard poke, and a very dangerous one
Sure.
because there's many times where Big Bear was able to finish off. I think he at least got everyone on that team at least once.
It looks like it. I mean, we definitely saw Mars going down
A
fairly
lot.
consistently. Katie slaps you,
Yeah. Mars
getting a
was
little
just
bullied.
was not able really to like recover after that.
Yeah, I think maybe the only one he Big Bear might not have gotten was Pursue, top laner, just because.
No, I think he fought the Wukong a couple times, but I
No,
could be
no,
wrong.
the Mundo, their top laner.
Oh, no, because I think he jumped up there. I think because I think at one point the Mundo had
No, you're right. Yep.
yeah, because it was during that chase I think in the jungle.
Yes. Yeah, that was a little bit of everyone. So that's definitely someone they're gonna be. I assume they'll. Sorry, I hope they'll be keeping an eye out. I
I
can't necessarily
mean,
make the assumption.
board control, vision control, however
Right.
you want to call it.
Yeah. Definitely keep an eye out for Ninja making his way through the bushes.
You don't even need to worry about it. If you even see him in your jungle, you're kind of already too late.
That is true.
If you're in the jungle and you see him in the jungle, it's already too late.
You gotta You gotta skedaddle out of there as fast as you can.
and hope that they're not thinking you're going to go that direction already and decide to change it up.
Yep. I still think it's very interesting how the Thomas College mid lane has been denied like entirely for both games.
I mean, yes. Because I mean they did. I think they did ban the Vex again, which
Yep,
I mean would honestly out of all the comfort picks for their mid lane, Vex is probably the one you want to ban. I mean,
absolutely.
Ari does have the CC a little bit, but it's single target really.
Yep.
Um, Akali is just annoying because Akali can just go invisible in the simple little smoke screen. And then Vex is the one you get is one that has the wider range. Because I
Uh,
mean you can jump from one alt to the next as long as you're hitting each person.
right, and then also the anti-dash passive, where she gets annoyed if you're dashing around.
Yeah. So not a fun time overall, but SNHU is going to be on the red side this time.
Starting up top, and we're gonna be making our way down for all of our lanes, and see if there's any changes to the way it starts out. I don't Even from the way they're splitting up, I don't think we'll be seeing anything too crazy.
No, I don't think so. But Yumi's already attached herself to the Ezreal,
I mean, might as well hitch a free ride to lane.
right?
I mean, why click when you can just click a button? I guess actually.
I
Well,
mean,
same amount of clicks.
I mean, yeah. I mean, at this point, if you want to go with that logic, why play the game if you can, if you're just gonna sit there and just hit 4 buttons on cooldown?
That's true. We do
But
see them waiting in the mid bush though.
yeah, they're going to the mid bush, but Neferi and Malphite though might be so going a little bit early poke, not quite, and yeah, a little bit. As IQ there is just going to send a little dash towards the Malphite.
It really comes out of that wait, just trying to see where they were. Thomas College playing around their line of sight of their enemies, which works out for them
It
a little bit. It works out in the sense that they're not trying to do too much immediately. Getting those early pokes out though from Ezreal, those low cost Qs are going to be kind of the crux of their game plan here as they're getting their farm and poking them out. And we do see Matt is already up a level and getting some early damage on the Gragas.
and it's gonna force not quite force Gragas out though, but it's gonna dive in again. Already a full charge, all 5, and there is Mars just shooting down the Lulu. Ophius and Chipper here are going to have to figure out a way to get around that Ezreal, because Ezreal is going to become a problem if it does get enough farm. And especially since Ezreal can sit so far back and just sling those shots.
Right. We're going to be playing a little bit slow and steady in terms of chip damage in the mid lane here.
Yep. And there is the lovely field getting ready to already starting to come out there in this top lane. As Matt is going to get knocked into that wall, is going to get slowed here in a very dangerous position, is going to have to pop that heal and back off a little bit as that wave finally catches up. Fury sending some dogs in, is going to get some poke damage, but Chipper and Ophius slowly pushing towards that tower. But this top lane seems a little bit more evened out so far. As we do see IQ here, just clearing the wave is going to back off as that fresh wave does crash. It's going to put them at a disadvantage here. So they're just going to go ahead and back off. Though Ophius getting ready to come out, try to go for that slow. There's the polymorph, and it is not going to be enough as they are going to get away there.
Yeah, that shield really denying any of that poke from really doing anything there. And Dipper and Ophius might have to be a little bit careful. Oh, maybe we might see a 3v3, but as I say that, looks like both the junglers are making their way towards mid lane, and we might see something happening in River down there. They're just gonna walk away from each other,
Nope.
just say hi.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how that matchup would go with the Bai and the Xinjiao. I think it'd be kind of depend on maybe level a little bit and who hits the rotation faster.
Right.
But Chipper and Ophius there both still just holding something. But you see Xinjiao coming down to the bottom, so we might see a gank. And is going to jump on the Ezreal here, but is not going to be able to finish. And Ezreal is going to get pretty overconfident, trying to push out a little bit. But that Yumi buff does seem to do wonders.
Right. It's working out better than I honestly thought it might. I mean, from the reputation you hear Yumi players get, you'd think that nothing would really be happening down there. But then we see even in mid lane, when you think nothing would be happening, IQ loses around a half health for trying to go for that poke, but just backs off, tries not to overcommit too much.
Yeah, I mean, Mars is playing very, very safe this time around. Definitely does not want to get caught out in any ganks. It looks like top lane here is going to go back into that lane a little bit and going to go onto the Gragas.
We did see SNHU last game was playing very quick, getting their lead and really pushing it. So it looks like Thomas College might be just trying to slow it down in general, because we see Mars playing it safe. We have the Malphite pick in mid, and speaking of that bot lane, nothing really happens out of that. And then top lane, we have some pretty even stuff going on there as well. Nothing really too crazy happening back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, top lane and bot lane right now, they can't really kill the other. And there is Windrake. Um, has spawned, and maybe Vi is not quite, as we see Vi is going to go right onto IQ, and IQ here may not, and First Blood is going to go to Thomas College, is the opposite of last game.
Right, and we do see that slower pace really working out for them, because as much as IQ was trying to fight back, there was not really any damage they could do that was significant enough to push it in their favor at all. We do see Big Bear trying to potentially steal this Drake.
Have to do something because that Malphite is going to come down, is going to send the spear, is going to get knocked airborne. Vi, though, is going to back off. And they're going to back off this area here, and looks like SNHU might just get Drake. There is the charge coming in from the Vi, dashing in, and there's a Gragas getting ready to throw the barrels. And SNHU here slowly getting picked off. Fury's going to take out Vi, but Xin Zhao is going to fall as well.
Not looking too good for SNHU in this fight. We do see IQ might be able to make it out here, yeah. But unfortunately, SNHU is going to lose out on this Drake, it looks like.
First Drake of the game, plenty of time to come back here. And looks like SNHU is going to just go back and attempt to at least get some farm. As Gwen really has a lot of her farm there, as Gragas had to came down to help with the Drake. And we do see bottom lane going in, and IQ there just sending the waves towards the tower.
Yeah, a little bit of trade-off there. 2 kills for a little bit of farm, get that little bit of extra CS there. Still keeping a little bit of gold lead. Too close to really say any swings are happening.
Right, I mean, SNHU only lost one player in that engagement, but they did get an elimination. So you got a little bit of gold for it. And there's IQ, though, going to get hit by the Malphite, going to slow him down a little bit. That is going to be an issue, I think, as Malphite starts getting those levels, starts getting a lot of those tankier build items. I mean, he already has Ember, so he's already going to start doing just free AoE damage to anything near him. And there is the dash going in. IQ, though, is going to be able to get away. Not quite, as we do see Rousey there is going to get that flash in and take out IQ.
Flash for flash. Big Bear not really able to do too much to Malphite's tankier build right now. Bit too early on for that fight to be really in Big Bear's favor. Do you see the positioning here? Push towards Thomas College. They're gonna let it push back out a little bit. Ophi is hiding in the bushes again, trying to get some vision and waiting for their opportune moments, but not really able to get too much out of it. There's that Yumi shield again, protecting all the poke damage.
Yeah, going in. I mean, I think SNHU here kind of got a little bit overconfident with their first game. Started playing a little bit, kind of allowing everything to go. But that Malphite is going to be an issue, and so is this Yumi and Ezreal. As we're seeing SNHU down by 2 eliminations, which isn't a huge gap right now. But as you see, as we get closer and closer, like gold gap is slowly closing as Mars there does try to hit Ophius. It's not going to be able to quite get it, as Ophius there is still smart enough to stay in between the mobs. And we do see the Zeri trying to go in there. So Polymorph is not going to be able to dodge out of that charge shot.
Here comes Celeste on by. Not close enough to get any engagement there. I think that might have been an aim for the ultimate, but there's still a little bit of engagement going on, but not close enough for Vi to really turn that.
Nope, IQ though is playing a very dangerous game, still just going after the Malphite, trying to get some poke, but also in a very much within range to get knocked up and stunned if the Malphite decided to turn. Ezreal, they got to do something with the Ezreal. There is airborne, there's a stun from on the Gwen there from the Gragas in the top lane. IQ though is going to slowly get away, try to get back up. I mean, there's not really a whole lot that can be done with the Malphite right now. I mean, they're already building anti-armor, and there's IQ did go in for that dive. Is not going to be able to get too much, is going to be forced back off, and there is Void Grubs. Xin Zhao is going to pick it up, and it's going to turn on the Vi here. Matt, though, is going to get knocked into the air and picked off by Celeste. And so Xin Zhao here is Big Bear might be able to get away from the Vi in channeling and not quite. Gets right into the tower and just be able to pick it off. Yeah, SNHU's got to do something about
Ooh.
the Vi, and there's a charge from the Malphite, and there goes another.
All right, we might be starting to see a swing in the favor of Thomas College, at least in terms of fights and kills. Definitely going towards the favor of Thomas College, but in terms of CS, it looks like SNHU is still managing to keep a lead there. And gold is still around even, most likely due to that.
Yeah, goes around even. You also see the Malphite already has it's 4-0 right now. Is already starting to build a lot of tank items. So SNHU is going to have to start cranking up some of their damage, and giving Vi a couple of those kills right there, 2 back-to-back kills, not going to be too helpful. As you see, Vi's already starting to build some damage items going down there as well.
Yep. We're seeing a lot of poke back and forth in this game in general, and there's just not enough damage from the side of SNHU to really make them count. We do see the mid quest going to Rousey there, getting that completed. We do have Drake coming up in 1 second, literally coming up right now, and it looks like SNHU is starting to try to gather around it. Maybe you see Big Bear going in for checking it out a little bit. It seems.
Yeah, I mean, we get by coming in, looks like Malphite might be coming in as well to assist to try to at least go with that mid lane. They should have gone in if they were going to try to take Drake. They should have just gone in when it popped up as the Vi was going away. As you see Lulu and Chipper there. Still going to stay in the bot lane, so it looks like everyone is going to hold off, maybe try to cause some distraction to keep them from thinking about Drake.
There are the pokes coming out. No damage being done from this game of shields here. And yeah, bot lane just getting pushed in. It looks like we might be starting to see some Drake taking.
Yeah, SN2 here starting to gather up. Malphite not quite going to chase everyone down. And we do, and there is going for a potential another gank up here on Gwen in the top lane, as we do see Matt here did throw out the ultimate, and there's the field is going to try to get away. It gets knocked airborne. It's going to get away, not quite, as there is the dash from the Vi, and there's going to be another elimination.
Yeah, ultimate just not enough to slow her down or do enough damage to ward them off. Yeah. Gwen not really having the items right now to keep those ahead, and having the Magi's band,
right,
that's not built up at all either. So there's no extra damage coming from that right now.
No, but I mean you can't really do a whole lot either when you do have the Vi coming up and ganking you, which is going to slow down the game. However, bot lane though might be able to take this tower, as you see the Void Grubs already starting to come out. Because Xin Zhao did grab that early. And there goes the first turret down for the game, as the bot lane is slowly working their way. And IQ here playing pretty defensively, knowing that if the Malphite does kind of jump in, they are going to be at a huge disadvantage right now.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about this game right now, is that SNHU isn't really able to put out any damage, or sorry, put out enough damage for these fights that are going on. But even still, they're keeping that wave pressure. They were able to take down the turret slowly but surely. And it looks like we might be able to continue that, but without that damage, that's going to quickly swing in the favor of Thomas College because they're just going to start sending the people to fight, and once those threats to the tower are gone, they might as well start taking towers themselves.
Right, but I mean, I want to say SNHU scales better overall throughout the game. Gwen's a little bit slow start, not super late game to start scaling, but you do have to get some levels in. Um, Ziri, you kind of you just really need levels, and you need a couple items to really get a lot of the pack for the punch. Same thing with Xin Um, with Thomas College though, I mean, they're really only massively scaling champions. Really, is Vi goes off kills, and then Ezreal.
Right.
And we do see, looks like IQ is going to go in that top lane and start bullying the Gragas, as bot is going to get swapped out here with the Gwen. Malphite already going down there, but looks like Ezreal and the Yumi are going to be going to the mid lane.
Does Yumi have a speed boost for the championship? Oh, never mind.
I
I'll ask that question later. We have a fight
Fight
going
going
on.
in airborne,
Oh,
and Chipper though does manage to get away, tries to send that charge down, is not going to be able to do enough damage. Ophius is going to flash, but it's not going to be enough, and there we go. Rousey is going to get another elimination, and the Yumi and Ezreal combo yet again outlives another team fight.
you have Rift Herald up, and it looks like Thomas College is going to go right for it, but Matt going to look to take this tower potentially, keeping that wave pushed back and just chipping away at them. I think healing a little bit off of that. I don't remember if the Gwen Q heals off of minions as well.
I think it's space. No, I don't think it does, but I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've actually looked at it. But I mean, if they're gonna let Matt just keep pushing into their towers, I mean, start eat away at the last tower there and start going at that inhibitor. And I mean, it doesn't really matter how far ahead you are in gold or items if you already lose all of your inhibitors.
Yeah, SNHU really pushing that small turret lead that they were getting. Now bot lane is a little bit of an issue that Thomas College has to keep an eye on, make sure that no one's down there sneaking anything. Now mid lane might lose their first turret, but Mars might be able to push it off with a little bit of help from Yumi Kitty.
Yeah, I need a little bit more support there from the waves. You see the Malphite already in the top lane. Looks like it might be teleporting away. SNHU's got to do something about this Ezreal and Yumi combination. They have yet to be able to take them out. And there is the dash going in. Yumi and Chipper here both going back and forth. And it might be close and not quite, as there's another teamfight going on in the jungle here. As we see the Gragas and the Vi and the Malphite all going in. Big Bear is not going to be able to get anything out of that. And Chipper is going to take that tower.
It's like Mars played it safe, didn't want to risk anything in that fight, but in doing so, gave up the tower.
And so in that top lane tower is also gone as well. So SNHU is behind by 8 eliminations, but they are slowly taking this tower. And I mean, again, tower over kills.
Right. And it's working out for them. This is the slow and steady game. It's not necessarily who cares about dying, but more so.
Right.
If we're losing a fight somewhere else and I got this tower,
right.
I got this tower.
Yeah, we see IQ there is going to go after the Skitter.
The Scuttle.
Yeah, Scuttle. And SNHU just waiting. But however, there's some Malphite. SNHU still has yet to find a way to really deal with this Malphite. Who's basically going to stop there. And there's the Polymorph coming out from the Lulu. Everyone is now jumping on the Vi. Vi is going to get smashed there. As you do see, IQ just running to send that dash towards Malphite. Everyone now is going to back off after taking out Vi.
And it's like you were saying, if they can't figure out how to deal with Malphite, let's not deal with him now. Deal with that Vi. But here we go, going right back in. And not really able to keep onto them. There's a lot of movement coming out from the side of SNHU to get right back out of there.
Yeah, the Malphite and the Ezreal, two of the biggest issues on the field right now. And Ezreal's really only the issue because of that Yumi, which has just been pocket sitting right there. But so far, SNHU going away from poking the towers a little bit here, as they did get a team fight. And it did pay off for them, as Fire Drake will be the next one going. They do have 2 Drakes compared to Thomas College's 1.
I also can ask my question about Yumi now, because I'm pretty sure she has a
I'm
speed
pretty sure
boost.
it gives like a movement buff.
The Yumi Zoomies.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it gives like a slight buff to movement speed here and there.
That was all. I just wanted to make my. Yeah, we do see both teams are starting to play it a little bit safer. As they say that, IQ is looking down that bot lane, pushing those
Yeah,
waves.
I mean, when it comes to like at this point in the game, I mean, SNHU hasn't really gotten a lot of eliminations, but when it comes to the team fight, they've been able to get like at least force everyone away from the objectives, and long run that's gonna start hurting Thomas College.
Right. The OPS running into Celeste from across the wall. Not really anything happening from that, but as I say that, we're going to see a dash in and then a dash in, and then some airborns, and the fight is going on. We see Chipper going down, getting PC'd to oblivion.
Yeah, I mean, look at Malphite. Malphite has so much health, and then when you toss him with the buy, and there is Herald, as Harold's about to go and eat that tower. That tower goes down that mid lane, and looks like Thomas Kutcher might just be 5-man pushing straight down mid to try and finish this as quick as possible.
Right, we have a Gragas just sitting in the bot lane right now, getting those waves in, but definitely a lot for Thomas College to get right there. And speaking of a lot, we might see IQ get something from this. Maybe not too much. Just a little bit of hope. Oh, there goes the dogs. Definitely just a little bit of hope.
Yeah, but he's have to be very careful as everyone from Thomas College is now coming down. Is not going to be able to get away, but we do see the Gwen in the top lane just chunking away at the tower. IQ, though, trying to outrun everyone on that team. Goes in for that slowdown. However, Malphite already on the dash. There comes the dash from the buy. Tries to get going again, sends the dogs out. There's the shield, gets knocked up airborne. And it might be running. Can he run away?
Keep running IQ.
And there is
Wait, here's the team.
there's the team here coming. Everyone's turning on the buy, and that is not going to be start another team fight. But the top tower did go down.
Sure. He's been distracted just long enough.
And I mean, at this point, if you can take the towers and force them to play in the defensive, I mean, more power to you.
Right. We do have Baron up. Neither team is really looking to take it. We have about a minute and a half on the fourth Drake of the game.
I mean, really, Thomas College is probably about the only team that's in any real position to take it quickly. SNHU, I still feel like, has the damage to really be able to quickly take that objective and prevent the other team from stealing it.
Right. He Chipper back in mid lane, pushing those waves in, and we do see Matt in bot lane, but I don't think he'll be able to push it. And hopefully he doesn't go for it. We have 3 people, it looks like, going down to mid lane to stop him from doing anything.
Yep.
Waiting in the river. Yep, just push right back to that tower. Just play it safe.
Yeah, there's no point in playing outside aggressively, but they're not really going to matter as they're going to go in for the tower, try to take it down quickly. And there is the ultimate from the Gwen. It's getting a little bit more damage now. The Malphite did take a lot of damage in that fight. And it looks like we might be getting ready for another initiation. See Gragas here. Maybe trying to solve for a little bit of time. Nefiri, though, might be having the Malphite come down, which is going to be an issue.
Right.
Coming in for this fight, and there is the poke from Nefiri. Gonna back off as Malphite is just gonna clear this wave and reset it. I'm still.
Controlled pace of this game.
It is a very controlled pace. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what they're gonna be doing with this Malphite.
Oh wait, we might be seeing a.
And there is a gank on the Gragas.
But
However,
it didn't really work out. Unfortunately, gave up their positioning a little bit, trying to go for that little damage in the fight. We do see Vi coming and blocked it with the Xinjiao going in though. And there's a polymorph Vi, just gets away.
look at it.
It looks like Matt does go down still. Ophius looks to be next. Tigger just got to try to get away. Unfortunately, cannot get away. Just slow them down. Make sure that Kipper gets away.
Nope, and there's going to be Drake. However, Nefiri was left all alone in that top lane, trying to go for another, potentially trying to go for a another tower pick here as those waves are just going to keep building. There is Infernal Drake. Both teams are now at 2-2, and Gragas is already going back. And SNHU here has got to start doing something, or this game's going to start flipping. I mean, gold is even now in terms of both teams.
Yeah, I think taking those towers is working out a little bit for them. Fortunately, it's not working out for long because we are seeing that Thomas College is starting to pick up on some towers too. But it's their third tower. That's all the first tier towers gone for SNH.
Right? I mean, Thomas College is back down to one. It has one tier 2 tower left, and they still have all of their tier 3s. Um, but if SNHU is going to keep slow pushing and forcing team fights, uh, it might start whittling them down a little bit further, as we've been seeing across the map here. But at the same time, you're also giving up eliminations, which doesn't work. And there is an Inferi going on the Gragas, and there is Lulu coming in. There's the Polymorph, and they might be able to get the Gragas here and get at least a little bit of gold going. There's channeling, and everyone, Malphite and the Ezreal coming up as we see that wave going, getting sent and not really hitting anyone. And yeah, Matt just going down towards bottom again, going to try to rat that tower.
I say IQ needs to take a break for that tower. Rusty was not letting them get away that easily.
No, and it looks like Vi is already starting to do the Baron. Doesn't you here? Might have to try to maybe force a team fight here, interrupt them, get the Vi off, or at least be ready to prepare to steal the Baron.
See, hanging around, Gragas making her way back to base just to make sure that Matt cannot take enough power. And we can see Fury just checking it out. Looks like just passing through.
And there is a dash in. Here we go in the Polymorph going in. Turn on the Malphite, and Malphite though might not be able to get away, and is finally shut down. Matt being able to take out the Malphite, which has hindered so much of SNHU's progress this match.
That's a big takedown for them. That's 40 seconds out of the game for Malphite.
That is quite a while, and that should give SNHU a little bit more time to push something.
Yeah, Vi and Ezreal just going back to base. Set it all.
I mean, they did take Herald and they lost it, so that's one of your tankiest player now, not having that Herald buff.
Right.
Giving a little bit everyone time for a reset.
Yeah, just spend that gold from the takedown. And looks like we might be seeing an engagement in bot side. We do see Bias hanging around when the Gragas meet up here.
Yeah, it's going to be a very dangerous game here as we do see you ready for that charge. There's a Gragas and the Vi combo is Xin Zhao and the Fury. Everyone from SNHU now is going to come down there, but is not going to be able to help Matt there, as Big Bear now is fighting 2-on-1. Is going to take a lot of damage. There is Ezreal Wave and SNHU. Everyone else now jumping in, and there goes the Vi, and that is some well-earned and well-needed gold and experience for SNHU.
SNHU might need to save Ophius here from the Malphite. He's still able to get away. Those dogs on the Malphite. Malphite going right in after that, though. Here comes Chipper trying to fight that IQ, changing up the target, trying to go for that Ezreal. Here comes the Yuumi ult, making sure to save him.
Forcing everyone back. Malphite, though, still getting pretty low. He's going to take out the Malphite, and their Shipper, though, is not going to be able to survive. However, IQ still is the last one standing, is trying to get those dogs up, and is, yeah, just can't really do anything with that Yuumi combo right now, and is now 1-1 on both sides.
Okay.
Well, 2-on-1, but, I mean, kind of attached to Yuumi, kind of like one.
That Yumi's making a difference, though.
Oh, I mean, yeah, no, Yuumi will always make a difference as long as the person can basically
They're not watching Netflix.
yeah, as long as you're paying attention to the game and you're getting their buffs to your whoever you're attached to, you can keep them alive for a while. Right. Especially since neither team really is playing fairly aggressively at this moment.
See another Drake is about to spawn in 20 seconds. Looks like both teams are trying to gather up for it.
Yeah, now if SNHU can shut down the Ezreal, then they can focus on the Malphite, and then everyone else really will probably start crumbling from that point. Because Vi is really only dangerous if there's a lot of people around. However, already starting this fight in the river, SNHU going to back off, maybe attempting to pull someone in try to get someone set off. However, Chipper though, all alone, is going to get picked off. There is the Lulu coming in to help. Vi is going to jump that wall. He's going to get singled out here by everyone else. It's going to get slowed. It tries to turn here, and there's a resurrection coming from the Vi, and that's going to be a quick come up, and there they go. Big Bear is going to take out Vi, and the rest of Thomas College's team here is now running back across the river. We do see Matt trying to give chase, and now everyone's going to back off and try to take this Drake, keeping Matt up.
Messages Gwen is immune as that chase down is happening, and we can see them over the wall, pulling up the fog again. Red team takes the Infernal Drake. There it goes for SNHU. He might lose some of the fight, but there goes the Gragas. He might be able to make it out without any casualties. Spoke too soon. There goes Big Bear. There goes IQ on the Fury, and Chipper looks to be going next. Couldn't get away from that last shot.
Yeah, SNHU here getting put on the defense. They still have yet to find a way to really deal with Ezreal and Malphite. Malphite's just constantly getting tankier and is able to soak up a lot of damage. And Ezreal has yet to be really killed.
There's not been anything to deal with the Ezreal because with that Yumi being attached, that's where the issue is. But you can't really target the Yumi either.
No, I mean, and the problem is, in the grand scheme of things, Malphite's probably the one you want to take out the most, just because it is just going to soak up so much damage.
Yep. Yeah, this is definitely a bit rough for Snake to try to, I guess, try to figure out the way around these team fights.
Yeah, I think at this point, you guys either ignore the Malphite entirely, and speaking of, Opizo is going to get taken out by the Vi, as you see Celeste there trying to run away, and everyone is going to start backing off now from this fight, as both teams kind of just gathering up in the mid lane, getting ready to try to pick off one or two people from each side.
Slow and steady gameplay isn't working out. We've seen it going on a little bit too long for it to do anything, especially because they're not able to send anyone to go back and get those towers again.
No, but I mean, longer the game goes on, looking at it, I mean, both teams are fairly close in goal differences here. There's not really a huge difference coming in, but I mean, CS-wise, you can kind of see some of the gaps starting to kind of form a little bit there. SNHU kind of here and there, a little behind. However, Chipper, though, sitting at like 345 CS score. And there, meanwhile, everyone's still fighting over the Baron here. There is the Nefiri coming out with the combination, jumping in behind. There is Malphite jumping in, trying to get everyone they can, and the Ezreal wave comes out there. And there goes Gwen, going to get the double kill. The Ezreal is going to fall, and that is a big team fight for SNHU.
That's huge. That's the entirety of Thomas College down. And with those towers that have been taken out earlier, this is massive for them.
Yeah, I mean, that tower is going to get one shot there. Goes out with the one shot, and they're going to keep pushing in, and that tower is not going to last very long either. They're just chipping away at a huge chunks at it second by second. And the opposing team, that is, yeah, there's no way they're going to get anyone to spawn enough time to really capture that. As here we go. There's the tower.
The story of the tortoise and the hare.
It really is.
Wow. One huge team fight to turn it all around, to turn what looked to be a rough game into a 2-0 victory for SNHU.
I mean, it looked really, really rough there towards the middle. I mean, neither one of the teams was, well, SNHU was really far behind. When it comes to, at one point, it was like, what, 8-1 or 8-2?
Yeah.
That lead slowly kind of never really fully evened out. But SNHU was able to play smartly instead of trying to get those kills to try to even up that way. They were taking those towers chunk by chunk here and there across the map, which, I mean, worked out in their favor.
Yeah. I don't really know what to say. That was a surprise to me, a very pleasant surprise. Was the slower game plan was working out for both teams, but SNHU was able to really figure out the team fight tactic.
Mechanic. Strategy.
Strategy. That would be a better word. The team fight strategy to really pull it all together in the end.
But yeah, I mean, they were pretty entertaining games. It looked like we thought we might be going to game three. Not quite for this one.
Oh, yeah, with that 2-0 victory, that is second victory to SNHU within week two. So now next week we'll be seeing SNHU with that 2-0 lead or 2-0 placement, I guess. What would be the right word?
I mean, I mean, 2-0 win.
2-0 win. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right now, kind of early on in the season, a little bit here, week two. So that's gonna kind of depend how everything works out.
Right. Any last thoughts on any MVPs in that game?
Um, I would say probably probably the Gwen. We did see Matt though did kind of go around from lane to lane, was able to pick off some of those towers, which I mean did help SNHU out in the long run.
I have to agree. Say getting those towers was really big part of that.
Yeah.
Right.
But
But
as always, SNHU is gonna take the win tonight. Gonna get that dub in the column. And as always, make sure you like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff that you need so you know when we go live, get all the updates, link to Discord, all the fun stuff that goes on there. And we will be back tomorrow with Overwatch, which I'm super excited for. I can't
right.
wait to see how this is gonna go.
Can't blame you.
Right,
All
we'll
right.